Prophesy of Pendor lore. The Sarleon Kingdom. It's from the ashes of the Kingdom of Pendor that a lion would rise, the Kingdom of Sarleon. The kingdom comes to be in the year 203, after the establishment of the northern kingdom of Ravenstern in the year 199, and the invasion of the Osar in the year 202. The powerful Lord Alfred, Duke of Sarleon, consolidated the remaining lords of Pendor and declared himself King of Sarleon. For 10 years, a measure of peace was maintained. Then, in the year 213, to the far north across the seas lived the hardy warriors of the Vanskari. Segmented into jarldoms, they were raiders and traders. With the Bacchus Empire gone, many of the Vanskari mercenaries in their employment were free to return home to the frosty shores of their fathers. A wise man's musings in the reaches of Vanskari goes, "Death is found in the blade of your enemy, and trouble when a warrior has nothing to do." When word came to the north of the troubles of Pendor, it was greeted with a call to arms and promises of plunder and women. Soon raiding ships found the shores of Pendor a ripe land full of gold and wealth. Their well-armored and hardy warriors began raiding the towns and villages along the coast and met very little resistance. The Knights of the Lion and Lords of Sarleon responded by patrolling the coastal shores. Yet still the crafty Vanskari raiders managed to sack village after village. With so little ability to defend themselves, the merchant lords of the Pendorian coastal provinces sent delegation to the jarldoms to seek alliances and protection. At first they were rejected, but in time, as offers included titles and lands, many jarls and their housecarls began to listen. The lands of Vanskari are rugged and cold, compared to the lush and rich pastures of Pendor. The lure of good weather and the chance to become a lord of a castle, or even a well-located mayor of a village, appealed to many of the jarls. Soon many Vanskari households left the shores of their fathers and sought fortune and prosperity along the coast of Pendor. Some entered into the service of the Pendorian lords, others married into noble families. This changed many things in the kingdom, as the warrior culture and attitudes of Vanskari were brought into the noble houses of the coastal lords. Within a generation, the culture gap was so great that the coastal nobles broke away from the King of Sarleon and formed a rough alliance of city-states, called collectively the Fyrdsvein. It's this that would lead years of tales of great villains, battles, and betrayals of the Knights of the Lion. But now the year is 354. The Kingdom of Sarleon is surrounded by other forces, and its claws are not as sharp as they were during the time of the Pendor Kingdom. Its current king, Ulrich of Sarleon, is the descendant of King Alfred I, former Duke Alfred of Sarleon. Once King Alfred established the Kingdom of Sarleon back in the year 203, most of the knighthood orders charged with defending Pendor were outlawed by himself. The most famous of the outlaw orders was the Order of the Griffin, the guardians of the royal line of Pendor. Today, only one order, the Order of the Lion, still exists in Sarleon. This noble order backed Alfred's claim to rule. The Order of the Lion, since that time, has had a murky past, and for a score of years, they also were outlawed. Today, they have been vindicated and are now in the good graces of King Ulrich of Sarleon, and are the guardians of the realm. These knights and their murky past will be talked about another time, as for now it is time to look into some of the lords of this kingdom, which an adventurer may ally with as a member of the Kingdom of Sarleon, or perhaps add to their own kingdom if they wish to give rise to a new power in Pendor. Starting off with a rather odd choice, Baron Caedorin, while not a man of noble intentions, in fact he is seen as cunning in his ways, he is not even really skilled in being a leader, but he is a skilled fighter. The two things an adventurer may find useful about this Baron is 1. Being cunning, he is more likely to switch to an upcoming king or queen's side, and as long as they give him 3 fiefs, he will become easy to handle in the affairs of vassal management. And 2, his household troops include rogue Sarleon knights. While on paper these knights may seem very average, in truth what makes them far better siege warriors is sometimes they will come with the runed silver axe. These make short work of shields from any faction. However, the chance a rogue knight is carrying one is rare, as the knight is armed with more than just his axe. But on to more noblemen of this kingdom. Next we have Duke Elfwine, Lord of the City of Marleons. The city lies near the edge of Sarleon territory, on the southeastern shore of the inland sea, with a small mountain range to the southeast and the Jatu Plains to the east. Being in such a place, this lord has his hands full battling the Jatu and the knights of the Kingdom of Ravenstern when the war horns blow. Marleons is also the birthplace of the Marleons Heavy Cavalry, elite non-noble cavalry units to reinforce the forces of the Kingdom of Sarleon. They are trained by Duke Elfwine to assist the Order of the Lion to fight for their city. As you can see from this small tale, Duke Elfwine is a lord of martial nature, and with his skills as a warrior and a leader, he would make a fine vassal to a new king or queen of Pendor. Plus, with the Marleons Heavy Cavalry being his household troop, his army is quite the foe to stand up to. But should one not be seeking to lead, Duke Elfwine also makes a great ally to have when in service to the Kingdom of Sarleon. For his family connections with Duke Alamar means being a friend or even husband or wife to this lord's child would mean many more votes on matters within the kingdom. Plus, it never hurts to have a man of great power willing to come to your aid when at war. Speaking of families, the next notable lord is Duke Alamar, lord of the city of Laria. It lies near the edge of Sarleon territory, with a large inland sea to the west, the Jatu Plains, and the Kingdom of Ravenstern to the north, with the Noldor Forest to the east. With such strong foes like the Noldor around him, Duke Alamar is a lord who has fought the best Pendor has to offer, and aiding him protecting the frontier is the Order of the Clarion Call. Horse archers who are not only skilled with their hawk bow, but also carry claymore or war spear. It's these skilled warriors that are the household troop of this lord, making him a battle-ready vassal or a powerful ally. Just 2 more lords of note here in the Sarleon Kingdom. Baron Godric and Baron Hereward. While both lords have no great holdings to speak about, both are men of honour, you could say upstanding and good-willed. Such souls make fine vassals, loyal to the end, and make kingdom management a breeze for a new king or queen of Pendor. However, do not think these men are simply easy people to please. For within Baron Godric's ranks are the Red Fletcher Longbowmen. While no match in raw power for Order Knights like the Silvermist Rangers, nor the Noldor themselves, these archers of red certainly put Sarleon common archers to shame with their longbow skills. Don't expect too much out of them, as they are better working with other troops than alone. And as for Baron Hereward, within his troops are Larian Sentinels, part of the Order of the Clarion Call. While they do not ride on horseback like the knights of this order, they are great support for any army, by shooting from afar to aid cavalry, or using their long awl pikes to stop a foe's cavalry charge in their tracks. It is also worth a new ruler of Pendor's time to consider asking both of these lords' sons to join them. These would be Lord Andre and Lord Eric. But one must be careful, as while many bards say both their sons are much like their fathers, others will whisper in taverns they are not at all. But alas, while one can sing the praises of some lords, others are better locked away in a dungeon, far from seats of power. To name a few would be Baron Ealdred, who not only is sadistic in nature, but has the Black Pendor archers as his household troops. I think it would be fair to say this man does not wish to honor the old kingdom of Pendor. Instead, he just finds these troops too powerful not to have them within his ranks. Another Sarleon lord to stay away from is Duke Brennus. While he looks to be a powerful ally with Knights of the Lion as his household troops, the truth is Brennus is a bad-tempered lord who will only complain about feasts till the day he is exiled or imprisoned. A new ruler's worst nightmare. Of course, one cannot speak about this kingdom without mentioning its current ruler, King Ulrich. One would be foolish to simply think to dethrone this man would be easy. For like all the kings in Pendor, King Ulrich's armor is enhanced to the highest level. These include his heavy iron greaves, golden mittens, lion breastplate over chainmail with cape, and new king's helm. But this armored lion also has claws, for one of his weapons is also enhanced to the highest level, the rune bastard sword, able to cut down his foes, while his enhanced knightly shield blocks any weak blows. On horseback, King Ulrich will also use his unique weapon, the Banner of Sarleon. It is the longest weapon in Pendor, allowing the king to charge into other knights without the fear of their own lance reaching him. And if all this is not enough, the king's household troops are the loyal Knights of the Lions, and these knights make up a lot of the king's army. They are deadly on foot and on horseback. Then we have the Pretender. Like all great kings in Pendor, there are those who claim to have a better right to rule than them. For King Ulrich's, this pretender is Sir Darleon of Pendor, who is happy to share with anyone who talks to him why he should be the king of the Sarleon kingdom and all of Pendor. My great-great-grandfather was the acknowledged bastard son of King Cavalas of Pendor. He was 8th in line for the throne, as he was acknowledged not once but several times before the grandest nobles of the land, that none could doubt his lineage. When the plague struck down the royal family, only my great-great-grandfather survived. He should have been declared the King of Pendor, but Duke Alfred whisked him away and sold him into slavery, proclaiming that he had died with the rest of the royal family. He finally escaped and returned to Pendor, only to find jackals ruling the land in his stead. None would believe his claims, and he spent his life trying to claim his heritage. For 4 generations, my family has attempted to prove the truth of these claims, and we now have the proof we need. I have the royal signet, which only activates by the blood of the royal line of Pendor. As you can clearly see, this ring glows with the sign of the Griffin, the signet of the line of the Cavalas. I will admit, and I did my cause no good by denouncing Ulrich, and all those who refuse to acknowledge my claim as traitors. No matter, I will rise an army of loyal subjects who honor the memories of Pendor's royal line. If any doubt the justice of my cause, I will prove them wrong and seize Ulrich's ill-gotten crown by force. If, say, an adventurer was to help Sir Darleon, once made King of Sarleon, they will find his household troops are Pendor knights. However, he will still use Sarleon troops in his army, so perhaps he is not quite ready to restore the great Pendor kingdom back to its glory just yet. Speaking of Sarleon troops, an adventurer or future lord of the Sarleon kingdom should take note that rumors among other mercenaries and even other kingdom lords do suggest Sarleon troops are rather weak. While this is up for debate among taverns, the truth is that Sarleon troops are known to be easy to train and to gather quickly. One can rebuild a Sarleon army faster than any other. But what should a Sarleon army be made up of? Well, for the loyal Sarleon lord who only wishes to use their kingdom's troops, the majority of their army will be made up of Sarleon men-at-arms, the longbowman classes, and knights of one of the many Sarleon knighthood orders. A few Sarleon halberdiers are also welcome for open field battles, but allowed to try to build their Sarleon army for a purpose. For example, halberdiers are not meant to be brought into sieges, as you will find them hitting walls rather than foes. Also, the halberdiers lack shields, meaning enemy archers will find them easy pickings. This is why a strong front line should be made up of Sarleon men-at-arms or armoured Sarleon footmen, with some halberdiers covered by them. Behind them should be the longbowmen of the Sarleon, armoured or not, they will deliver. But more importantly, to a loyal Sarleon lord, they should aim to join one of the knighthood orders with knights, as the common raised Sarleon cavalry is more there to support the knights of the orders rather than charge into battle, as they lack in battlefield skills. Finally, to finish off this look into the Kingdom of Sarleon, I would like to read you a little bit about the City of Sarleon, written by a scholar who knows Pendor better than all. The cityscape is adorned with ornate fountains, blossoming gardens, and picturesque squares, providing respite from the bustling streets. The scent of freshly baked goods wafts from bakeries, while taverns resound with lively music and laughter. Artisans ply their trade in workshops, creating tapestries, fine armor, and exquisite weaponry. Sarleon City's cultural richness is evident in its grand cathedral, a magnificent architectural marvel, where the faithful gather to seek solace and guidance. Its stained glass windows depict epic tales of heroism and devotion, causing vibrant hues upon the hollowed halls. Throughout the city, the vibrant tapestry of Sarleon's multicultural influences is woven into its very fabric, from bustling markets offering goods from far-flung lands to the wafting aromas of diverse cuisines. Sarleon City is a melting pot of cultures, attracting traders, scholars, and adventurers from across Pendor. In Sarleon City, history whispers through every stone, and the ambition to reunite Pendor resonates in the hearts of its people. As the seat of power and a bastion of old Pendor grandeur, Sarleon City stands as a beacon of hope, symbolizing the kingdom's aspirations for a unified and prosperous future under the wise and shrewd leadership of King Ulrich.